Watch this. I asked ChatGPT if my business idea was good. It said, yes, this is brilliant. You should launch immediately. Then I asked a completely different AI the exact same question, but I added 4 words to my prompt. The answer completely flipped. It told me the idea would fail in 6 months and explained exactly why. Same idea, same model family, 4 different words. That's what you're about to learn how to do, on command, every single time you open a chat window. Here's why this happens. ChatGPT isn't lying to you on purpose. It was trained on millions of human ratings, and humans, on average, rate agreeable answers higher than answers that challenge them. Nobody sits there and says, I love being told I'm wrong. So during training, the model quietly learned a shortcut. Agreement gets a better score than accuracy. That shortcut is called sycophancy, and once you know it's there, you can route around it in about 10 seconds. I'm going to show you exactly how. Before we go further, tap like on this video, drop a comment with the word honest so I know you're serious about fixing this, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Now let's fix your prompts. Let's start with the mistake almost everyone makes without realizing it. If you ask, don't you think this marketing plan is solid? You have already answered the question for the model. You gave it permission to agree with you before it even read your plan. This is called a leading question, and ChatGPT is extremely sensitive to it. Swap that sentence for something neutral. Evaluate this marketing plan. List the 3 weakest assumptions in it. Same plan, same model, but now there's nothing in your wording for it to lean on. Try both versions with any plan you're working on right now and watch the tone change completely. The second fix is what I call separating the writer from the editor. When you ask ChatGPT to create something and criticize it in the same breath, it struggles to do both well because generating and judging pull in opposite directions. Instead, split it into 2 moves. First message, write a cold outreach email for a freelance graphic designer. Second message, in a fresh reply, now switch roles. You are a skeptical marketing director reviewing this email for the first time. What would make you delete it in the first 3 seconds? That role switch matters more than people expect. The model isn't defending its own work anymore. It's evaluating a stranger's work, and that removes most of the built-in urge to protect what it just wrote. Here's a warning, and this is the mistake I see people make once they learn technique 1. They swing too far the other way and start writing prompts like, tear this apart, be brutal, find everything wrong with it. That sounds tough, but it backfires. You've just given the model a new instruction to agree with. Agree that everything is bad. It will now invent problems that don't exist just to satisfy the tone you asked for, the same way it invented praise before. This is false criticism, and it's just sycophancy wearing a different costume. The fix isn't harshness, it's neutrality. Ask for a breakdown of what works and what doesn't, with reasons for each, not a demolition. Third technique, and this one is my favorite because it takes 8 seconds to add and changes everything. Ask for a confidence score with evidence. Instead of, is this a good headline? Try, rate this headline's clarity from 1 to 10 and name the specific words that are costing it points. A number forces the model to commit to a position instead of hiding behind soft, pleasant language.
Vague praise is where sycophancy lives. Specific numbers and specific words are where honesty lives, because it's much harder to fake a 5 out of 10 with a real explanation than it is to fake, great job. Fourth, use the pre-mortem. This is a trick borrowed from decision science, and it works shockingly well on AI. Instead of asking whether your plan will succeed, ask it to imagine the plan already failed. Something like, assume this project failed 6 months from now. Write the explanation of what went wrong. When you frame failure as the assumed outcome, the model stops trying to protect your feelings about a hypothetical future and starts reverse engineering real risks, because now the agreeable answer and the honest answer point in the same direction. Let's put all 4 of these together with one real example, because reading a technique and using it under pressure are 2 different skills. Say you're pricing a product at $99. The lazy prompt is $99 a good price? Watch what happens with the fixed version instead. Here is my product and target customer. Rate the $99 price point from 1 to 10 on perceived value. Then assume a customer decided not to buy at this price. Write their internal reasoning. Notice what just happened. No leading question, a forced number, and a built-in pre-mortem, all in 3 sentences. That prompt will get you a real answer about whether your price is too high, too low, or confusing, instead of a cheerful, sounds reasonable to me. One more layer, for anyone doing serious work like research, medical questions, or big financial decisions. Ask the model to argue against its own first answer. After it responds, simply say, now write the strongest possible argument against the answer you just gave me. This works because you're not asking it to doubt itself in the same breath as forming an opinion. You're asking for a second, independent pass. 9 times out of 10, this second pass surfaces a real weakness the first answer glossed over, because the model is no longer trying to be your cheerleader, it's trying to win a debate against its earlier self. Quick recap of what you now have, stacked in order of how often you'll use them. Kill leading questions and replace them with neutral, specific ones. Separate creation from evaluation into 2 different messages. Ask for a number and evidence instead of a yes or no opinion. Use the premortem to frame failure as the default assumption. And for anything high stakes, make it argue against its own answer. Any one of these alone will improve your result. Stack 2 or 3 together, like we just did with the pricing example, and you get answers that actually hold up when you act on them. If you found this useful, here's a real reason to stick around instead of just hitting a button. I test new AI deals every week. If a new free method comes out, you'll see it here first.